What's up YouTube, KidMoto22 here, coming to you guys today with something I'm pretty excited about. I've been working through this whole season knowing that this season was a little bit disappointing for me. Not quite as much riding as I wanted to do in comparison to what I did last year. I had plans for more trips this year, and much like everyone else, it didn't turn out that way. With the situation that we have going on in our world, it didn't really allow for a whole bunch of traveling. So I was looking for a way to extend my season. Either extend my season further into the fall, or to extend my season when spring comes around. I live in North Dakota, it's cold, we have snow, and our season ends quicker than it does in other places. So for me, I had to go and figure out how I was gonna do that, how I'm gonna extend my season. So I looked around and I decided I think that heated gear was probably gonna be the best thing that I could do to extend my season. So I reached out to Mobile Warming to see if they would work with me, and they agreed to. And so they sent me some things, and I want to show you guys one of them today. I'm just going to do a quick unboxing, kind of a first impressions of Mobile Warming's gloves that they sent me. So this is what I've got. Pretty cool, Mobile Warming. I've got some heated gloves. So we're going to take a look at these. We're gonna just unbox them, unpack them, give you first impressions, and then later on, I'm gonna hook these up to my bike, and we'll see if they're gonna do the job for me. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna get everything we need out of these gloves, but let's get to it. Let's take a look and see what these are gonna offer me. All right, so here we go. We have the Mobile Warming heated gloves. And let's open these up and take a look at them. These are dual power gloves, so I'll kind of explain as I'm going through what the dual power gloves are. So let's get into this and see what we got here. So we have two pairs of gloves. Obviously there's some instruction booklets here and some cords, so let's get into this a little bit deeper. So we have two sets of cords here. The first set is going to be the cords that plug into your gloves, and the battery portion that connects to your battery. So this is a section where you can hardwire this to your motorcycle. This is extremely handy when you're going on a trip and you want to take your heated gear with you, and you want to have heated gear throughout the entire time that you're traveling. It's really a kind of a good system where you can have both it hardwired to your bike, and you can do it with the other separate set of cords here. So you have your two wires that will connect to your gloves, and then you also have the other red wire here, which will connect to a battery pack. I have that battery pack separately from all of this, but this is if you want to run just the connection to your battery. So that's what these cords would be. Also, if you were running a connector to a battery tender section that you already have connected to your bike, you have a longer set of cords, so you wouldn't necessarily have to use this set of cords that it comes with for hardwiring it right to your battery. So what I will probably do with this is I will very likely go ahead and hardwire this to the battery of my bike. That way, when I'm using this, it's going to give me consistent power throughout the entire time that I'm using it. So this is a really great feature of these gloves, to be able to be both battery powered and powered through your bike. So let's take a look at what these gloves look like. Just my first impression by looking at them, these are going to be really great. They are a weatherproof glove, and so you're not going to have to worry about water, things like that. Let's get these apart so we can take a little bit better look at them. So again, with a lot of kind of winter style gloves that I've seen, these have a little scraper here that you can get the moisture off of your helmet. That's pretty handy. That'll clean the screen. The inside palm of the glove has this leather material, and then there's some grippy material here for obviously better control on your hand grips, and then a pad in the palm of your hand, which is down by your wrist, which is really, really nice. I like that a lot. This section here will pull up over your glove, or over your jacket, like a traditional gauntlet style glove. And then of course you have the cord that will either plug directly into your jacket, or it will plug into the wiring that you've used for a battery pack. So you can plug it into your jacket, battery pack, or if you were just going to plug it into the bike, if you wanted to use the gloves by themselves, you could do that. So you could plug these in, run the wires into a leather jacket or another kind of jacket that you were wearing, and run the red wire down to your bike where you have this plug-in setup to run the gloves all the time. The control for the heat is right here, and this lights up different colors to indicate the heat setting that you're using at any given time. And I'll show you guys that in a later video when I'm using the gloves on the bike. So one of the things I've noticed about a lot of the all-weather gloves or cold weather gloves is they have this wrist strap here that is just kind of an additional adjustment in the glove. And so I'm going to go ahead and slip this on. And so the gloves themselves have the Thinsulate on the inside. You can pull the wrist closed. This section will pull up over your jacket. Again, for the true kind of gauntlet style, there's also some padding in the wrist right here, which is very nice, adds some additional protection. Again, this plug-in portion here will plug into your bike, and the gloves themselves fit really good. Again, you can feel the Thinsulate on the inside. And then there's a nice piece on the gloves right here where you can pull. And what I like about these kind of connectors is you just pull on them and they cinch nice and tight. So that's really nice. So again, I'll kind of show you guys that. You just kind of, so once you get them on and over your jacket, you just pull and it cinches nice and tight up to your wrist. So, or in my case, your forearm, not really your wrist. So these feel right now as a really good winter style glove or cold weather riding glove all by themselves. Now the heat portion of these is over the top of the glove, obviously, so they're going to give you the heat over the top into the fingers. Typically they're not in this part of the glove, they're always in this part of the glove up here is where you're going to get the heat. So that's, so if you were riding with heated gloves like this and you had heated grips, you would have the heat on your grips on the underside of your hands, and you had the heat in the gloves on the top. Now I don't ride with heated grips, but having gloves with heat in them, I do have hand guards on my bike, and that's going to provide a ton of extra heat and protection for me. So again, both of these have plug-ins that will plug in either to the provided extension if you were going to plug it into a battery tender that's already connected to your bike, or if you were going to hardwire this to your bike. Of course, obviously there's a hardwire section, which I will probably do. So there we go, my first impressions. These are great gloves, and these are going to be a good addition for me for extending my riding season. Well, there you go. There's my first impressions of my mobile warming Fieldsheer gloves. These things are going to be great. I'm fairly certain, if not very certain, that these are going to give me just that kind of extra warmth that I'm going to need to be able to extend my riding season. More so, I'm going to be able to ride earlier in the spring. Around here, that's always the toughest time, spring and fall of the year, when we get into our part of our season where you might get those temperatures in the morning that might be in the 20s, could be in the 40s and 50s in the afternoon. But you really want to be able to, ride, say for me, like commute to work, for instance. This is going to be something that's going to really add that ability for me to be able to commute back and forth to work and really utilize, more of my season before we have snow. So if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. You can hit the subscribe button. I'll put that up over here or over here. And I'll put a link to another video that you guys can take a look at, and maybe you'll like something else I've done. I appreciate your time today. This is Kid Moto. I'm out.